Hey everybody, this is obviously Brian, and I am here with my friend and my client from South Africa, Francios Roux.
Thank you. Hi.
And about a week ago, I got in a new habit, and that is rather than asking for testimonials after I do the 4 days with a client, actually I interviewed them, and it's been really cool. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from people that are actually getting valuable information just out of watching these videos. So this is going to be another one of those. And this is really unique. Out of all the clients that I've worked with and everything that I've done really since I started doing the 4-day immersion work, Francois read my book. He pretty much like messaged and said, I'm already in for the 4 days. There was we didn't even have a conversation. Normally I have a couple conversations with people. He made what most would consider a very significant investment. He began the process of getting a visa and getting all of his ducks in a row, booked his travel, and flew from Africa to Hawaii. Like, I don't know if there's anywhere in the world further that you can fly from that's on this planet. You were like,
no, never, no.
Opposite side of the planet. And so, what I want to do is I'm going to ask him a few questions about his work with me and what led to this. So I'm sure you guys are going to get some awesomeness out of this. Okay. So Francois, most of the people that work with me have done a lot of self-help, a lot of personal development. And I just want to ask so people know where you're coming from. Well, first of all, you're an artist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And maybe we can put a link under the video. When you guys are watching this video, maybe there'll be a video where you can find out about some of his art. That would be cool.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
All right. And how many years of personal development, self-help, inner work, self-improvement had you put in prior to finding my book?
Well, it started not too long after school. I was in the late 80s, and that's when I bought my first book. And I've been reading constantly since then, trying to find the right thing, trying to find the answer, and just getting referred back to other books and reading and trying to get where I wanted to get, and nobody had any answers. Everybody repeated the question that I wanted, but I knew the question. I wanted the answer to what I was looking for.
So, and this guy, I gotta say, is something of a philosopher. Most of the people that come to me have done 20, 30 years of inner work, and they're all bright and they've done a lot of deep inner exploration. This guy literally knew and could parrot, just like I could for all those years, every book, every great leader, every great author, and was just totally frustrated. So as transparent as you want to be, some of it might be private, but what kind of pains, maybe you could say a little tiny bit about what happened in early life, whatever, that led to it, and what kind of pains drove you to a 30-year personal development journey?
We grew up in a household that was mostly devoid of any emotional attachments, and also we never kissed, we never hugged. I assumed that everybody loved me, so I went along with that. There wasn't anything to show otherwise, but there was nothing to confirm that either. So I had struggled really with self-image, with believing in myself, and I ended up being completely stuck and not knowing where I'm going, who I really am, because you look at these people that are happy, the people that sort of are supposed to know what they're doing, which I realized they probably don't, and I wanted to be like that, and I didn't know how to. I just carried on reading books. The next one will tell me, and it never happened.
Okay. And so you picked up my book.
Yeah.
Did you find it online, or you stumbled across it on Amazon? How did that happen?
I'm not so sure how I got to it. I was reading books about some paradigm shifts, and I must have found a link to yours, and then I got it on Kindle, and I read it. And after the others, who all said, well, find your main paradigm, and change it, nobody said how to, and I tried to find the questions, what would lead to that. And then I found your book, and when I got to the part where it said, this is your core paradigm, I knew that was it. I knew, this is the answer that I'm looking for. And I carried on reading, obviously, and tried to feel the things, watched your videos that I could find, and that's when I decided, no, I have to come here. I have to come and see you.
So now this is interesting. I have put up a gauntlet. A gauntlet for people that want to work with me. Number one, my time is precious. And number two, I'm selective about who I choose to spend 4 days with. And having someone come in that, quite frankly, is not fun or is not serious, that would not be enjoyable for me or them.
No.
So I put down this gauntlet, and I actually have people watch a short video that tells them what's going to, if they want to come out and work with me or fly me to them, here's what's going to happen first. Then you're going to fill out my 20-minute application to tell me everything I need to know about you. Then you're going to watch this 30-minute video that'll tell you everything you need to know about working with me. Then you, after that application, ping me. We'll set up a meeting. This guy did not do the ping. He went ahead and just paid. He was like, I am coming no matter what. And when I read your application, I just felt it. It was like, yeah, I'm working with this guy. And so we literally met, I think, the day before you got on the plane.
Yes, that's when we had a conversation, yeah.
Okay, short little video call. And basically, it was no turning back. It's
No.
a good thing we liked each other.
Yeah,
Because,
good thing, yeah.
So he came, and he's been here now for almost a week.
Oh, a week, yeah.
We did the 3 days of working together. Quick side note, even though people are signing up for 4 days with me, what has happened with the last 7 people in a row? They were done by the end of day 1. Day 2 and day 3 were just expanding so fast into what the awesomeness of what's possible. When I say done, I mean long lists of stuff that's handled. And so we opted to actually save the 4th day for somewhere in the future. We'll do it on the internet or whatever. So I encourage them to stay for a couple of extra days. And I just want to ask, like, if you were talking to your best friend and they were into personal dev, they really did want to break free and live the life of their dreams, and maybe they had tried everything too, and you were going to tell them in just a few minutes about what happened here, what would you say? How would you explain it? This is gonna be fun.
Well, obviously I came here with my long list like everybody else does, and we were going to look at that list and we were going to handle them, but we didn't even look at the list, honestly. And it wasn't necessary because what was on the list was obviously not what the problem was. And once at the end of day 1, halfway through day 1, I'd say, I'd found, okay, well, I tried to quickly make another list and see if I could find anything else, and there was just nothing that I could think of that hadn't been solved. There's this core thing that was dissolved, that then dissolved everything else. They just stopped existing. They weren't there anymore. And so we carried on strengthening that, and we looked at some past experiences that may have led to the way that I felt, and that really helped as well. That made it easier to accept what I'm becoming and what I've become now, and everything's become crystal clear. It's like this lucidity that's in me, this lightness. I mean, my whole body relaxed. I think my demeanor has changed as well since
Completely.
And
that smile was not even. I like this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to add something. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to begin after this experience with Francois. From now on, before someone comes here, I'm taking a screenshot.
Okay.
We're going to get on the video call. I'm going to take a screenshot, and then when they land here, I'm going to take a photo, a good before photo, so that I can take a photo after. Because to see the guy that I talked to on video the day before he got on the airplane, and to see this smiling, bright, joyful, amazing dude that's sitting here now. So you were starting to allude to it. What would you say if you had to list 1, 2, 3 things that are just absolutely, unquestionably, fundamentally different? 30 plus years of looking, and I'm being totally self-serving here, just in case anybody's wondering. This is me being totally self-serving. After 30 years of deep inner work.
Yeah.
Reading everything, applying everything that you read, and then going to the bibliography and reading everybody that they said, literally seeking with brilliance and passion and commitment to find those solutions. Finding the book, saying this is the answer, this one goes deeper, and then coming here. What one or two or three things would you say are the biggest changes in your life, in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, in your experience right now?
I think it's emotions mostly. The body is changing, but that's fine also. It wasn't the main thing. It was finding self-love, I think. That's the fact that one is worthy of being loved, of also the freedom of being yourself, of that you're allowed to be yourself, that there's no restrictions, there are no limitations to that, and which also then leads to the confidence in yourself as well. I mean, that's if you're confident, then you're confident in everything. You're confident to have what you want, to ask for what you want, because you're actually entitled to it. And it's not an entitlement. It's just that it is yours to have if you want it, and just ask for it and ask yourself for it. It's not, you don't have to ask anybody else. I mean, it's in yourself to give it to yourself.
How do you have any doubts, or do you have absolute certainty that these changes that have happened are permanent?
Oh, definitely. No, they are. They
How do you know?
permanent.
How do you know? What is it lets you know? I know this is a freaky question.
No, it's just a deep knowing that this is who I am, and this is I'm going to stay like this. This is me now. This is no going back now, and I don't want to go back either. Definitely
No going
not.
back.
No, thank you.
You can't even go back to
Yeah.
Africa. You have to go forward to Africa
Yes,
now because
yeah, you have to. Yeah,
this new life. Okay, so I always, when I'm done, I always ask people to like just basically say their thing. So I have one more question before you just say your thing. Somebody is sitting right now watching this video, and the reason they're watching is because they're really thinking about coming out and spending 4 days with me, or me coming there.
Yeah.
So I'm getting more and more away from this one-on-one and making it small groups. Either way, they're wanting to do 4 days, and their mind is saying, I've tried everything, and some of that other stuff really looked good. How can I know this is real? How can I know this will actually work for me? And so there's kind of sitting on the fence. What would you say to someone who is sitting on the fence that might help them the most?
Well, if they're watching this video and they've read your book and it resonates with them, then it's for you. I mean, it was for me. I knew immediately it was for me. And if you've got that feeling that it's for you, come before it's too late. That's it, yeah.
Beautifully said. Okay, so now I'm done with my questions. I really appreciate it.
That's it.
I love you, man. I'm so
Thank you.
grateful that you came.
Thank you.
This is phenomenal. I mean, this is why I do what I do. The joy that I feel seeing this, and like the total, complete, radical change beyond what you thought was possible. You basically said it was, if I'm not mistaken, you correct me, I think at the very end of the first day, you basically said, I've gotten more than I paid for, more than I thought I was going to get.
Already by then, yeah.
Yeah. So now where you are, we have multiplied that, right?
Yeah.
So just if there's something that you feel to share, that you think, I don't know, you feel might touch someone.
Well, you're going to lose yourself and you're going to find yourself. So I thought it was going to be painful, but it wasn't painful. It was just awesome. It was just life altering. It was when you started finding that, and that relief that you felt, that I felt, that relief, that's calmness. That's just worth the price. It's definitely
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you.